In recent news, we got a new Dagger book coming out. Announced to release in summer 2026, roughly 1 year after the core book release. Daggerheart Hope and Fear will be an all-around expansion, building up on everything already have in the core book. We got a lot going on, shall we cut straight to the cheese? I'm Babu, and today we're covering up everything you need to know about the new Daggerheart book, along some other news. First of all, we're getting 4 new classes, each with their own 2 subclasses. For the Witch, we get the Hedge Witch with their own rituals and trinkets, and the Moon Witch with their otherworldly glamour. For the Brawler, we got the Juggernaut, a powerhouse of muscles, and the Martial Artist with their own martial forms to customize. For the Warlock, we have the Pact of the Wrathful, a terrible person to be around, and Pact of the Endless, a person who have been around terrible people. Now for the Assassins, we got the Poisoner's Guild with a lot of options of unpleasantry, and the Executioner's Guild with a more of a practical approach. With that, an entire new domain that the Witch and Warlock classes will benefit from. The Dread domain is all about converting fear into fuel, playing around with the fear mechanic in some interesting ways. Now talking about Heritage, we got 6 new Ancestries. We're getting the Elemental Ancestries, a personal favorite of mine. Sky Kin, Ember Kin, Earth Kin, and Tide Kin represent the 4 basic elements. For the angelic opposite of Infernis, we got the Adversaries. And of course, the classic gnomes are also making an entrance. We also get 6 new communities with interesting backgrounds for your characters. Frostborn for those hardened by the cold. Freeborn for those that knew hardships and now are free from it. And Warborn for those hardened by violence. Heartborn for those who know peace, much like the Shire in The Lord of the Rings. Doomborn for those hardened by harsh sand. And finally, Reborn for those who do not remember where they come from. For those characters, you get to break game rules until you find your own community. We are also getting an entire new mechanic, transformations. Those add up to your heritage and class, adding up to even more options for your character creation. We're getting Shapeshifter, Demigod, Ghost, Vampire, Werewolf, and Reanimated. Each of them with a perk and a drawback to enrich your character even more. If we are counting for everything, we are multiplying up to 56,000 character options, not accounting for flavor, of course. We can never be bored. With over 130 new adversaries across all tiers, they're effectively doubling up our possibilities and cutting me out of a job. We also get new environments, with a masquerade ball and what appears to be a dungeon crawl, along with some new items, equipments, consumables, and loot all around. We don't get an exact number on that, but they're always welcome. In the core rulebook, Daggerheart brought in a novelty, the campaign settings. Frames that allows for players to have their own adventures on. They were a huge success, and in Hope and Fear we're getting 4 new ones. Journey to Horizon invites the players to build up together the BBG for the campaign. This campaign setting also supports Hexcrawl and West March approach. Those are some big boy ttrpg words for some good old schoolery. Reign of the Were-Dragon brings up a fairy tale approach, which is always a delight. We were probably getting fairies and witches and curses and stuff. Darkheart of Andaloria brings in a gothic vampiric romance vibe. We're talking Castlevania meeting Van Helsing, abusing a lot of the transformation mechanics. And Castle High is about a pure fantasy high school without the transphobic drawback. We're getting out of medieval fantasy and going all in with cell phones and magic in a flying castle. And for those pre-ordering the deluxe edition, they're sending a D20 big boy for the GM, along with a lot of beautifully strange D12 dice for the players. You are also getting a new GM screen along with a fear tracker. In other news, along with this beautiful piece of a book, Darrington Press took the opportunity to announce some plans for the near future. Yes, they will be selling a standalone GM screen along with a fear tracker, apart from the deluxe one. We're also getting Average GM's Wet Dream, a deck of big adversary cards. And for the players, they're planning to sell a special case for keeping your dice and your class cards. That is, if you bought them, those are already on store. In other news, Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins are working on a book together. This will be an entire setting and an epic adventure. Is that all in one book or two? I don't know. If you got here, you know as well as I do that this book will be a heck of an acquisition. All in all, it's been a good start for Daggerheart. Darrington Press is showing once more they're here for their community, which brings optimism for this small YouTuber in the far corner of the world. I'm counting on you to stay great, Mr. Mercer. Sadly, I can't pre-order the deluxe edition, but heck if a ship ain't bringing this book to me. But that's it for today. Thank you for your time. It's valuable and I appreciate it.